Hi everyone, this is Lada from astrolada.com, and these are your September 2016 horoscopes. And what a month is coming for us. So many astrological events. It will be a really interesting prognosis and forecast because the energy is shifting in wonderful and in very different ways, and for some of them it will be a bit more difficult, for some of you it will be a bit easier. But we have two eclipses in Pisces and in Virgo. I'm going to speak in particular about them, how they're going to impact Pisces and Virgo. But we also are having Jupiter passing into Libra. So the whole energy of where our luck is coming from, where our biggest opportunities are coming from, is going to shift from September onwards, and will stay like that for the next 12 months. So actually I'm going to give you an insight into how the next 12 months, almost a year, will be, and where you can expect opportunities and growth in your life. And for those of you actually who want to know in depth how Jupiter in Libra will impact you specifically, you can order my 3-hour course that I did, which is about Jupiter in Libra. It teaches you step by step how to see how Jupiter will impact any kind of everything in your horoscope and what it means for you. It's a really insightful webinar. I'm putting a link for it here, and you'll learn how to see and understand Jupiter like a professional astrologer, even without any astrology knowledge. Also, Mercury is going retrograde, will be retrograde most of September. This is a big thing now, and in Virgo, and it's going to start moving direct towards the end of the month, in the last week of the month. And speaking about Mercury retrograde, I want to tell you that on the 1st of September, when Mercury has turned retrograde, I'm going to be doing a webinar just for $20 on retrograde planets in the birth horoscope, what they mean. These people have special mission that have retrograde planets. They are here with much more different, with kind of slightly different experience of the energies of planets than other people, with more specific and different outlook on life and mission in life. So those of you who want to find out about your retrograde planets and what they mean in your life and how they're going to manifest, you can, there is a link here to subscribe to my webinar, which will be on the 1st of September, Thursday. And I hope you enjoyed those predictions. They are full of amazing information. So Gemini, let's see how the eclipses will first affect you. Starting from the 1st of September, if you happen to be ascendant, sun or moon in Gemini, you feel the eclipse already a month before, and 6 months after that as well, because an eclipse is active for a month or two before the exact date of the 1st of September, and 5 to 6 months after that. And for Gemini, just like for all the mutable signs, the eclipses are affecting very important houses in your horoscope. They're affecting the so-called pivotal houses in your life, which are very important areas of your life. For you, the first eclipse is happening, Gemini, in your 4th house of family, property, place of living, which indicates eclipses indicate big pivotal periods in your life which can change in a big way the direction of your life, and particularly in regards to your family. It kind of brings fated events, and for some Gemini this can indicate like a big change in place of living over the next 6 months, a big change in regards to the family members, a big change in regards to the dynamic of the family. Some of you might be selling houses, some of you might be buying houses, but the eclipses bring such fated events that it's kind of hard to avoid, and you have to welcome. Sometimes the eclipses bring this through kind of a crisis. You might feel emotionally a bit, especially because the 4th house is a very sensitive house, which indicates your inner world and emotions, and you can become around the eclipse maybe a week before and a week after more emotionally turbulent and restless, probably fearful a bit of the unknown. But at the same time, you know, it's setting the stage, especially this eclipse on the 1st of September. It's setting the stage for new beginnings in regards to the 4th house matters, which is in regards to family, in regards to family members, family relationships, property, land, place of living in some way, because this eclipse is formed by the sun and moon joining together, which means female male join together to create new life, and Rahu is their point of expansion, point of gain. So it might indicate some kind of gain over the next 6-7 months in regards to anything to do with 4th house, which I mentioned, property, home, family members, settling in some sort, parents, place of living, country of living. So it is something that can be felt very strongly, but initially, again, as I said, it can happen as some kind of a inner unrest or inner or outer mini crisis of sort that pushes you to start those new beginnings. And at the same time, the next eclipse, which will be a lunar eclipse, which is like a full moon on steroids, is happening in your 10th house, Gemini, which can indicate some kind of a culmination, some kind of a reward of actions placed from before, because the full moon is something comes to fruition, something comes into a full potential of a sort, and because the eclipse is also happening, it's kind of fated potential. So it's something to do with your career, something to do with your social status, with your social position in the world, with your worldly responsibilities, or something to do with parental figures like father or bosses, authority figures like the government, like your bosses, like your managers. Something important can come to a conclusion, can come to light, can come into a ending of some sort in regards to such matters, through releasing. It might be like harmful attitudes towards career, harmful attitudes towards worldly projects, or negative attitudes. So it might be maybe releasing maybe a boss that hasn't been very nice to you, and now the universe releases it and allows you through this kind of eclipse over the next 4 or 5 months to be released, because it's a lunar eclipse. It's a bit short, it's 4 or 5 months of action. And some of you might be released from career positions that are not good for you, and something can come to a completion, to wrapping up. In other cases, some of you that have been working on some project can finally wrap it up over the next few months and have the completion and the results that are happening, and the necessary rewards from that in regards to your social status and career. For some of you, you know, if you've been looking for a job or for promotion, this can be like a natural completion of that process, releasing you from one career, allowing you to go to the next one. So these are the, you know, but specifically to know whether you're going to be materially affected fully by that, you need to have a personal horoscope, because not every Gemini over the next 6 to 4 months will change something in regards to their home with new beginnings, and complete something in regards to their career. You know, we need to know the exact degrees basically, and that's a personal horoscope, but it's a big shift that some Gemini can experience. Also, Mercury is going retrograde, and Mercury is the planet that rules you, Gemini, whether it's your ascendant, sun or moon. When Mercury goes retrograde, Gemini feel it, because it's your planet. And it kind of might feel like things you have to re-edit, redo, re-examine, to re-evaluate. You go into a more introspective mode then when Mercury goes retrograde. You try to integrate something that you've learned and to make it your own. And that's why Gemini is some of the most skillful sign in the world. Actually, Gemini and Virgo are the two most skillful signs. Whether it's your ascendant, sun or moon, or some planets in Virgo, these people are unsurmountable with their skills, because Mercury goes retrograde 2 or 3 times a year. So these people have much more opportunity to integrate new skills and make them their own when a planet is retrograde. This is what happens than all other signs. So it's again such a period. Mercury is retrograde in your 4th house. Again, there is focus in something, maybe redoing something in regards to your home, re-editing something, reorganizing something in regards to your family. Maybe something from the past come to the surface to be examined, to be talked over, some old skeletons, but also to put some order in your home, because it's happening in Virgo, which is a sign of order, which is a sign of efficiency, which is a sign of orderliness and cleanliness, and sign of detoxing. So there might be some detoxifying process that's happening through conversations, important conversations or rearrangements in the environment of your home, with relatives, with parents, extended family, or something to do. Some of you might be like deworming or something in your house. If you're having some pests, Mercury there can help you. Mercury in Virgo retrograde can help you get rid of those, you know. Or you might be, some of you who are trying to sign contracts to sell or buy, Mercury retrograde might be a great time to research what to do in order to sell your family home, or in order to make more gain of it, and making those preparations. And then when Mercury goes direct, bam, you seal the deal with much better money. Mercury retrograde is about plan B, plan C. You can't carry on in the same way if you had some plan in regards to family, property, all those things that I was speaking about, and other things as well, because Mercury rules your whole life. But you have to have when Mercury goes retrograde, you work on a second plan, BC, even if it feels frustrating because you have to shift gears and directions and it's not exactly what you expected and you have to put extra efforts that what you planned. By the time Mercury moves direct and moves away from that house, you're so grateful that you made those adjustments and researched those and made those changes in some sort, because they always come out better usually, and the results are better eventually, even though it's frustrating while Mercury is retrograde. And it might have something to do with the security of your home, the security of some private information, as well as the fourth house, some private personal information that you have to be dealing with in September, and you have to be, you know, trying to make sure you're secure, trying to make sure you have more efficiency and order with such things. But again, as I said, good time to put order in your home, good time to reorganize property, good time to reevaluate properties, or you can, for example, can be good time to buy property which has been defaulted, or what is that called? When someone couldn't pay for their property, so it's kind of like all properties is second hand basically, but you know, retrograde is about maybe going and buying cheaper home from someone that needs redoing. If you apply, it's good time to buy property Mercury retrograde if you're doing something that is about, if you're going to be taking an old house and redoing it, for example, because it's about putting some extra effort. But if you're buying a brand new home and you want, you know, you're not planning any changes, then do your research and wait out till Mercury turns direct. Okay, so what else is happening? Jupiter is moving from Virgo into Libra in September. It's going to be there for the next 12 months. So for you, Gemini, Jupiter is moving into your 5th house and is sending its trine 100% aspect to Gemini. So Gemini is starting a period of blossoming. That's the biggest news for you that month. And this is a peak into the next 12 months, 13 months. Not all of you Gemini will feel immediately Jupiter entering their sign, because some of you know, depending when you're born a bit earlier or later, we'll have to wait till a certain period till Jupiter moves to those degrees to trine your sign. But there is a considerable increase in luck. Whenever Jupiter enters air signs, whether it's your ascendant, sun or moon, or Venus in Gemini or whatever, gets boosted, gets new opportunities, gets new creative ideas. The 5th house is about creativity, is about letting your hair down, having fun, expressing your true individuality and uniqueness without fear, taking center stage position. Some of you Gemini who are in creative arts or in like center stage roles, whether it's oratorship, talking in public, whether it's performing, whether it's teaching others, like 5th house rules people that teach, that have students. 5th house rules any center stage activities like being an actor, singer, performer, entertainer, TV presenter, media presenter, anyone who has anything creative, whether you're doing pottery or whether you're having your own business, even if it's accounting business, you're creating it. You're the creator of that business. You're not employed for someone. So Jupiter will expand. So it will be time for expansion of that business, for expansion of your creative endeavors, for taking center stage positions that put you in the spotlight. If you've been trying to break through in some kind of, with something to be noticed, now it can be the time when it happens. But in order for you to know whether you can benefit fully from this Jupiter, whether you'll be the one benefiting fully, because for each Gemini it will be different, you have to take my Jupiter Transit Libra course, where I explain you which degree Jupiter exactly affects. And you don't need to know any astrology. I just explain it so simple there for even a 3-year-old can follow. And it explains exactly who will benefit the most. And it also shows you if you have any other planets in air signs, how they're going to manifest and how Jupiter is going to make things happen. And because Jupiter is the planet that gives you the green light, that allows things to happen for you, that brings opportunity. Instead of breaking your head at the wall, now things start opening up, and that's coming for you Gemini. And some of you Gemini 5th house rules children as well, creativity. Some of you might get pregnant. Some of you Gemini might get pregnant with new ideas and inspirations. 5th house rules romance as well. Your romantic life can become way more fruitful now. You can learn how to love better. And because Jupiter is transiting the 5th house of the heart chakra, opens up the heart chakra, allows you to love yourself more and others to love you more by shining a light like the sun, which is connected to the 5th house. So yeah, let's, you know, if you want to know more in depth, my course Jupiter Transit Libra, I'm putting a link here. It's a 3-hour video, and I even personally send you an email and I tell you how Jupiter will affect you when you're taking this webinar, and I communicate with them and I tell you this and this, you know, so I help you through this process. I'm like your personal teacher there. So this is how the energy is going. So yeah, big shifts. And not only that, but Venus is also in your 5th house in just for September. It goes out of September, but you feel already a kind of upliftment, feeling more like fun, like partying, like enjoying yourself, like being more creative, more open heart chakra, more enjoyable, more romantic already from September. So thank you so much, and I will see you next month. And subscribe to my channel and follow me on Facebook at Astrolada to win a free reading with me.